Hello, dear friends. Here we are at Cardiac Radio, Facebook Live, and also the app. We are here with you in this 11th hour of the day, rejoicing because it's the last hour of the day for many of us, and it's the single opportunity that we all have to meditate about life. I know many people right now on the earth are experiencing great difficulties, great pain, and we hope that our synchronized vibrations can help them, yes, sustain a better life. I'm right here connecting with Cardiac Radio, the app or the website, cardiacradio.com. Did you know that the Spiritist magazine in its latest issue is released? Yes, we're revamping the website, but you can go to Spiritist magazine at Facebook and click on the latest issue that is available there. It's all about the mission of the Spiritist Center and much, 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 much more. And another reminder is about the Spiritist Center in Brazil. Yes, you know, many people help causes everywhere around the world. And we ask, why not helping a Spiritist Center that has been working for others for more than 100 years? More than 100 years, because 100 years is when they begun, that they officially begun it, but they were working way before it actually made itself official. So why not? And people ask, why should I help? Well, because they don't have a bookstore in their city. Books are expensive for the general population, and the center does not have a full-blown library. So why not donating to them books? Of course, in Portuguese, Spiritist books. And we know that our beautiful Lea Severo is going to be helping catalog all the books. Though she lives in the United States of America, she's going to fly there next year to catalog it all. And the campaign is ongoing, okay? We are studying here Drops of Light, the book Gotas de Luz, by the spirit author Casimiro Cunha, through the hands of the medium Francisco Cândido Xavier, or Chico Xavier. And you're welcome to join us. Join us in this effort of feeling the scripture, strengthening ourselves. Do we have a lot to grow? Yes, but you know, the point here is to make ourselves strong so we can what? Grow and help others, right? So this poem today, it's about Spiritist poetry that is helping us feel the scriptures. It's this form of music that helps us strengthen ourselves morally and put together by the beautiful soul, spirit now, Casimiro Cunha. He is somebody who incarnated in Brazil last in 1880, discarnated in 1914, and blind of both eyes, he kept on working on it, and later, discarnated, he kept on writing to help you and I fulfill a better life. Okay? All right. So I'm just double checking here our video, and we're hoping that everyone is joined with us. Let's say hi to our community. And if you're listening to this on demand, later at Cardiac Radio, or watching us on YouTube at Cardiac Radio, or on our Facebook page, remember that though we're not saying your names, we know you're there. Maybe we don't have enough people to reply to every single comment because we're few, but you can join us and help us in many, 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 many ways. Okay? Hello, dear Marisa. How are you, Marisa? She's waving at us. And here we have Karina, beautiful Karina. in her beautiful campaign. Thank you so much, Karina. You are inspiring us to do much, much more. Hello, Joyce, Marco and Daniel. Hello, beautiful Léa Severo. Hello, Dani and Erika. Hello, Rafael. Sunshine. Leonor Pacheco, how are you? And Angelita. How are you, Angelita? Adilson, how are you? Beautiful Rihanna, South Africa. We have Teresa Castro in Vermont. How beautiful is that, Teresa? It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How about the homeworks, huh? Are we doing it? Hopefully we are. Share the news with people and friends. We are here working together to strengthen ourselves. Did you know that when we read Spiritist poetry, lights are formed in the vibrations? This is something quite interesting that is explained also in the book Spiritism in the Arts, coming about in English, in Portuguese, Espiritismo na Arte, by Leon Denis. He talks about how these vibrations that are put together through arts are transformed into colors, frequencies. At the end of the day, you and I are all about vibration. Question number 1 today: where was our vibration today? We are vibrating beings. More than words, like the song, more than words, we're vibrations. Not only because we say something, but we think and feel and we do something. Everything is translated to the universe into vibrations. If you could have pencil and paper in your hand and draw yourself as a vibrational being, how would you look like today according to what you've done during the day? Was that a beautiful vibration? Was that an iffy vibration? What is a stinky vibration? Was it a very smiley vibration? What was it? Think about it. If you had pencil and paper and you would draw yourself as a vibrational being according to what you lived today, how would you look like? That's a good exercise. It's an exercise of the feeling. Self-awareness. We need to see ourselves as vibrational beings. When I'm saying something, sometimes I confess, I am telling stories to people and stories about events that are not too happy, and later I feel denser because I feel that those vibrations were not uplifting. And I pray, as Mentor Joseph says, pray, rewind the tape and observe what kind of feelings you were having when you felt the need to disclose sad stories that are not all too happy. And then I revisit, observe the feelings, and I say to myself, next time I feel this way, it's like a programming of the mind, I will breathe in and out, say a prayer, and avoid releasing information that may be instructional but not necessarily uplifting. So that's a good insight for all of us, right? Rudy, present with all of us. Thank you, Rudy. And so, how are you? And Haiti Patrick, beautiful friend from North Carolina. We love you, Patrick, and the whole family and the whole community there. And we're looking forward to your program at Cardiac Radio, okay? The North Carolina Spiritist Center. Annie Mercia, today we were mentioning about you and the friends in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Rick Christopher, how are you, Rick? Thank you for joining us. And Paula, how are you, Paula? Welcome, welcome. Ready? Ready, ready, ready. Drops of light. Thank you, Patrick. Drops of light. Breathe in and out so we can be more permeable. Among Us. In the book Gotas de Luz, it's chapter 10, Among Us. In Portuguese, Entre Nós, right? Margaret Carmo. It begins like this. I'll read it in Portuguese first, just to give you a feeling, and then in English. And if you don't understand Portuguese, just feel it, and then I'll give you the English, okay? Coração que não se abre, a sementeira do amor, não guarda com segurança a luz do Consolador. Muita lentura sem obras, de ensino e consolação, traz a flor parasitária da inútil conversação. Desalento, choramingas, em pranto sempre a correr, expressa frequentemente muito serviço a fazer. Comentários contra-ingratos, verbo amargoso e violento, são tristes revelações no anseio de isolamento. Discursos sem caridade, fraternidade sem portas, tribunas que não amparam, são sinais de fontes mortas. Fadiga de todo instante, chorosa, escura e sediça, traduz sem contestação fragilidade e preguiça. Cabeça muito ilustrada sobre a vida em calmaria, é urna lavrada em ouro, muito nobre, mas vazia. Entusiasmo eloquente, sem atos de amor cristão, é fogo de palha seca, em bolhas de água-sabão. Sublime conhecimento, distanciado do bem, é tesouro enferrujado que não ajuda ninguém. Banquetes da inteligência, sem Jesus suprindo a mesa, são brilhos da força bruta em pedras da natureza. Thank you for your patience if you're reading that in Portuguese, and I'm gonna give you the English, okay? Among Us, the heart that does not open to the sowing of love, does not guard with security the light of the consoler. Much reading without works of teaching and consolation brings the parasitic flower of useless conversation. You whine discouragement, in tears always to run, often express lots of service undone. Comments against ungrateful, bitter and violent verb are sad revelations in the yearning for isolation. Discourses without charity, fraternity without doors, tribunes that do not support are signs of that source. Fatigue of every moment, whipping dark and boring, translates without challenge fragility and laziness. Very imaginative head on the life in low, it is a shrine in gold, very noble but dull. Eloquent enthusiasm lacks acts of Christian love. It is burning dry straw in bubbles of soap. Sublime knowledge, distance from the good, is rusty treasure which does not help anyone. Banquets of intelligence without Jesus supplying the table are sparkles of brute force on stones of nature. Alrighty then. You feel the vibrations? Do you feel the vibrations? Remember Leon Denis saying, spirit is poetry, are under the laws of rhythm and vibration. It's a form of music, and music is movement. So we're talking about words that create a lot of movement, colors, frequencies. As our dear The manual explains in the preface of a book that is yet to become in English, Assembleia de Luz, through Chico Xavier, Several Spirits, and the preface is by Emmanuel when he talks about these gatherings of poets sharing their beautiful spiritist poetry, and each one as they are reciting it are forming colors, different colors radiating from the words and all of them. So right now, what color comes to your mind? Just so we feel it. When you listen to the poetry, what is the main color that was formed to you? Because that's very therapeutic. And this is not a new agey type of knowledge. It's true knowledge. It's not like a belief. It's knowledge. Frequency, colors, movement, vibrations. All right? And thank you, Karina. Thank you so much, Rafael. In either language, the poem is beautiful. I agree with you, Rafael. Right? And Ana Mercy is saying, when peace is in our conscience, we live. Exactly. So what is this poem all about? There's always a central theme. This one is about among us. It's our relationship with others. He begins talking about the heart. That's how he begins. And he ends talking about intelligence. He begins talking about heart. And I remember when I did several courses at university, college, post-graduation, postdoctoral courses, talking about the analysis of the discourse and how we can analyze it. And several writers were teaching us about how to break down poetry and text and literature. And we can see quite clearly that the Spiritist poetry is so, it's like a masterpiece. It's so well composed. It's intellectual and feeling. It's about reasoning and emotion together at the highest, as Leon Denis said, at the higher state, at the highest state. He begins the heart that does not open, does not guard with security the light of the consoler. Question number 1 for us: are our hearts open to the sowing of love? Wake up the next 24 hours and say, today I'm gonna sow love. What does that mean? Only you know. You. And only I will know. It's gonna vary among us. Okay? But let us practice this. Waking up, telling ourselves in the affirmative, saying, I am a sower of love. Can you repeat it? I am a sower of love. And again, I am a sower of love. And again, I am a sower of love. Let us go for the task and repeat ourselves. I am a sower of love. And let us see what happens. Let's go for it. Let's not hesitate to open our arms and sow love. And he says something quite interesting. When we read too much, but we don't actually multiply, or when we read these teachings and consolations, we become a parasitic flower in our useless conversations. I was talking to a friend today, and we mentioned how Jesus approached it. If you observe in all of the texts by Humberto de Campos and Neo Lucio, we're going to observe that Jesus was either meditating when he was called into a scenario, or he was elsewhere praying and he was called in to do a task. He was not constantly mingling. He was always balancing our interaction and his interaction, the horizontal and the vertical, with God, the higher spheres, and the family, the human family here. The horizontal and the vertical factors always balanced. I remember a beautiful friend of mine saying, good fences make good neighbors. Something in those, according to those lines. You can correct me if I got the popular saying wrong. Meaning, we need time with people and time with ourselves and God every day. If you spend the whole day with everybody and you don't take breaks for your meditation, for your recharge, you know what's going to happen? Go read the book Genesis. Okay? Go read the book Genesis by Allan Kardec. Chapter 14, for example. He talks about 13 and 14. Perispirit, the vibrations, the fluids, the energies. And it says that our perispirit has pores like our skin. And when we are interacting with people, living in the world, naturally, we're going to absorb, even the discarnates, absorb their emissions, their vibrations, and vice versa. So if we don't take time to recompose ourselves, we are not going to be able to be effective in our relationships, happy in our relationships, because we're going to become useless in useless conversations and somewhat parasitic, symbiotic, and that's not good. So these are good things for us. Okay? To think, to feel, meditate. Let me give you the example of Divaldo Franco. If you go visit Divaldo Franco at the Mission of the Way, or even if he comes to your house while he's in a spiritist mission, he's gonna be with you, having breakfast, and then he's gonna have his time in his bedroom, meditating, doing his works, come back for lunch, talk, and then meditate in his bedroom or at a meeting. And then he goes to the spiritist meeting or the event, does his work, comes back, have a meal, talks, converse, and then takes his time. Breaks, wise breaks, in which we need to learn how to recharge ourselves without sucking the energy of each other. Okay? Let's meditating on this as an opportunity through these poems of Casimiro Cunha. He says often we whine in discouragement and we talk about things that we left undone. Comments about people who are ungrateful, sad revelations, and our yearning for isolation. Remember I just mentioned to you? Thank you, Casimiro Cunha. And now he's going to talk about this relationship. This poetry is about our relationship with people. We need to change our dynamics if we want healthier relationships with people in our houses, outside, at work, in the Spirit Center, anywhere. Discourses without charity, fraternity without doors. Tribunes that don't support are signs of dead sources. Talking about fraternity, right, Angelita and Leia? Fraternity without borders is one thing, but fraternity without doors is another. Here he's talking about discourses without charity. Without charity. Yes. We can't forget about it all. Fatigue of every moment. How many people you meet are like, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. And at the end of the day, he's saying it's actually weakness and laziness. Oh, I'm always tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Weakness and laziness. Meditate more. There is an app named Calm. But if you go to YouTube, there are lots of meditations. Go there, click one. Take your time. You don't need to produce anything in your mind. Just listen. A visualization can help you gravitate to meditation later. Listen to your breath. Put your hand on your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. You have an ocean inside of your body. Did you know it? Feel it. It's like the waves of the sea inside of your body. Listen, just like the sea waves. You have a sea of love inside of you. This is a good meditation. You are at a meeting, you are at the bathroom, you're laying down, you're anywhere. You need to recharge. Put your hand on your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel yourself as a beautiful sea of love, coming and going, coming and going. And in that particular rhythm, you're relaxing, recharging yourself, and speak less. Listen more. Relax. The world is being taken care by God. But if I don't do something now, oh my gosh, relax. You've never heard of Jesus being concerned that if he wasn't in a hasty mode, the world would be doomed. So why are we gonna be like this if the governor was not? Albita! Big kiss to you, my friend. Nico is here with us, and it's wonderful. So, if we are too eloquent in our enthusiasm, but we do not practice the Christian love, we are like bubbles of soap. Oh, so beautiful. Boom! They are gone. Finally, at the end of the poem, he says to us, sublime knowledge, distance from the good, is rusty treasure, which does not help anyone. Banquets of intelligence without Jesus supplying the table are sparkles of brute force on stones of nature. The bottom line of all these poems, the stanzas, the verses today, is about our relationships with ourselves and others. And it's telling us we know enough to multiply. We know enough to speak wiser. We know enough to think wiser. We know enough to feel healthier. And we know enough to do works of love. So let us practice. I am a sea of love. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at people in your life. They are also seas of love. Let us take our time to refresh ourselves and mingle with charity, with care, gentle when we approach people. And thus, we're going to form a healthier society, helping one another as we help ourselves. Right, Paula? We need to put it in practice. But begin with you. Why not? After all, we're all children of love. Shall we, my friends? A big hug to you. Practice the homework and share the good news, because that's always the best thing to do. Good job, Amanda. A sea of love. Thank you, friends, and until tomorrow.